Clearly cranking out the videos here. Hi, hello, and welcome to the Lunar Lounge, brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess of Losi. I'll be your oracle today, and I'm sent to deliberate the findings over the full moon in Cancer. Yeah, we are still in Cancer. Okay. I mean, we are still in Capricorn. Okay. The ascending energy is one of unions, twins. And the descending energy is literally work, spiritual work, I can say very strongly. Now, some of us is going to be self-alignment, others of us is going to be some enduring things that have happened to us. Jealousy, ego, actual evil. We've been sustaining attacks. Now, listen, not every attack is from another outside. It can be that we changed the behavior and the devilish spirit that was attached to that behavior came back to see if we would bite, take the bait again. Other ways, it is blinding flashes of the obvious. The attack might be ourselves. We might be trying to block our own blessings. I do see the universe reaching out to hand us something here. So, you know, full moon in Cancer is when you purge attachments, truly. Also, it's ancestral in some kind of way. So we may be meeting, I don't know what's going on. I'm suddenly itching a lot. I even have red blotches on my skin, like hives or something. How boring. All right, I'm gonna go take an oat bath after this. So I'm seeing a couple things. Blinding flashes of the obvious. Cupid's arrow. This can be Cupid's arrow. Now, the bow is the Lover's card. The arrow itself is the Tower card. And when we have this Two of Cups here, we're going to be discerning, though, however, about these new opportunities. We're not just going to move right into them. We're going to be a bit defensive because we're learning temperance, self-governance. There is a lot of stuff, negative things going on. I don't know another way to say that. It's more of like, it's crap. That's really what I gotta say. I mean, we're going through fighting, things we need to defend against. We're needing to move on to calmer emotional waters. It might not just be spiritual attacks. It's really more about, there's a lot going on in the depths of our soul that's coming out. We're finding our own humanity, and it might not be our humanity. It might be our cosmic sense of self, our eternal sense of self. And so we need to weigh and balance and measure against that, because it's spiritual principles. So these spiritual principles have to deal with persecution. Sometimes we persecute ourselves. We think we're not worthy, or we miss opportunities, or things of that nature. But we're learning about healing, and healing comes from temperance. Temperance comes from patience. Patience comes from taking refuge in something. It can be our higher self, it could be source. That was a confirmation. Discernment is the next, I keep hearing the word discernment. So we're going to get language to what's going on, but we're going to find skills. Skills to communicate practically, but with standards and boundaries. Knowledge and awareness about how we show up and participate in love arrangements, love situations, unions, partnerships, soulmate ties, bonds. Also, knowledge and understanding of what these things are bubbling up from the surface. We might have gone on a direct journey of the soul, felt alone, isolated. We're going to learn to be balanced, but there's a lot of soulmate energy coming through. And I don't even have the Lover's card yet. The Temperance card can talk about the twin flame, and this is about the moon. I'm scrying for Cancer. When the Chariot card comes out, we'll be done. Something's been going on since September, and will continue on until March. We'll fully have mastered, we'll be adept in our self-governance, self-mastery by March. Since September, there's been some surrender, some sacrifice to grace, to spirit. We'll know what that is over the next few weeks, what sacrifice we had to make. So the Divine Masculine's out here. That talks about foundations, stability, structures. Imposed structures, not even the Hierophant order over chaos. This is like system, structures, foundations you build from means, mechanisms, methodologies, which include self-governance, self-mastery, self-autonomy, self-control. Because there's been growth, expansion, vitality, renewal, revitalization. What's being revitalized? We're finding extra strength. We've had to move on from a lot, and it's been difficult to hold our ground. We're not trying to hold our ground, though. It's the endurance to be strong while we say no more to certain things. And it would have happened around Virgo season. Yeah, now the Divine Feminine is out. So what did we end? What are we ending? What is over? What are we putting an end to? There was a final decision made about connections. So we're leaving certain connections alone, and other connections we're still thinking, reminiscing about. But there's going to be clear endings, clear endings. Where is the Chariot? Please tell me you're not all the way at the end. I hate that when it happens. Just make me read this whole thing down. Ugh, boring. So the Empress is talking about excuse me just a moment, dear. The Empress is talking about here self-worth and value. That's why we had to take a stand some ways. And it really wasn't a stand we were taking, we were defending ourselves from something. We understood the willingness to work on relationships, but it would have been soul ties, not always romantic relationships, although love is up and through here. Ooh, child. The Two of Cups, though, so hasn't grown into any union, any partnership. There's been enough nines to know that most of us are alone. We've had to leave people, places, and things behind. And there's a lot of choices to make about new people, new places, new things, new love. But it's hopeful, and it is giving us faith. But also, We're still healing from karmic ties. We're still healing from karmic bonds. We're still healing from false twins. So we need to have faith and optimism in a bigger, brighter, and better future. Because we're still under justice. Final decisions are being made about the past. They have been, but we're deliberating over what we've learned, over what we want, and we're being even and equal with ourselves, fair to ourselves. But also there's karma. So any type of transitions right now, any type of phases where people come in and come out, it's because the wheel of karma is turning. And there's the Chariot. So the karma brought us an understanding of why we needed to be alone or why we needed to defend. And we were finding strength. We didn't acknowledge that we were healing. And so now when things come through, we don't act a fool. We don't act out of control. We actually act really even and tempered, gracious. We're really even and tempered. The channel just stopped. This was the shortest moon reading I've ever done. Wow. We have consciousness awareness that somebody is returning. We sense a connection, even if it's not a return in this lifetime. Maybe somebody from a previous lifetime is returning to us now. Whatever it is a soulmate. Not every soulmate is a lover. And that's the karmic balance, because we're finally in alignment. We've moved on and moved forward from things that weren't serving us, and we actually learned to work out an equally beneficial, nourishing needs exchange. 2 6s means soulmate unions. We have the 2, the Temperance card and the Lovers card have come out. The Empress and the Emperor have come out. So we have the physical union, the soulmate union, the twin flame union, and now we have balance and justice. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. This is the full moon in Cancer. What that's doing is bringing soulmate unions. Okay, darling, bye-bye.